We are back with our second blog. We're going to give this a try and see how it works yet one more time again. Hopefully everything is sounding fine on the air. Hopefully you hear me. Um, topic today. The topic today, whoop, topic today is going to be Facebook. Facebook, how did it get so big? Why is it so important to everyone? And why do people get so offended if you don't friend them or, God forbid, unfriend them? Um, and when did people stop using common sense in dealing with people? Um, I've been I've been on Facebook now for I think either 9 or 10 years. Um, I I have a couple hundred friends. Um, there is one thing that I do make sure of is that I just don't friend everybody because well, I have kids and I use that page um, quite often to post things about the family, things about the kids, things that I want my friends or family that are on there to know about, and not necessarily everybody in the world. Um, I have a Big Valley News Facebook page, of which everyone is welcome to log on to and like. Let me bring this down a little bit. There you go. Or maybe sit up a little bit. Uh, everyone is welcome to like, but just because you're on Big Valley News doesn't automatically mean I'm going to friend you on my personal page. Because if I don't know you, I don't know that I want you to have pictures of my kids or know when I'm out of town, or even yeah, even my own sense of humor is kind of warped sometimes on my personal page that I would never post on Big Valley News because it wouldn't be professional. There are things that I think are funny that um, you may not, and um, if it's on my personal page and you're on my personal page, that means you're a friend of mine, and more than likely, if you're a friend of mine, you already know that I am a little warped in my sense of humor sometimes. Um, I'm probably one of the few people in the world that loved the Bruce Willis movie Hudson Hawk. Uh, and if you liked Hudson Hawk, you probably liked the same kind of humor that I like, same kind of jokes I like. Some inappropriate, most inappropriate, but still never meant to hurt anyone. Just hey, something I found funny, I post it and put it out there, and you may not agree with it, but it's on my personal page. And if it's on my personal page and not on my on Big Valley News, it's private. It's private for me and my friends and family and or basically just for me. Maybe it's just something I want to post up there. But some people get really offended by posts that are on Facebook, and I don't know. I don't know how or when that all started, but um, people take a lot of things very, very serious. Um, like I said, try to unfriend somebody and get a phone call from them and saying, "Hey, how come we're not friends on Facebook anymore?" Or, like I said, uh, I have a few friends that there are people I really need to know people before I'm going to friend them, because it's a private thing. And um, get a phone call like, hey, I've been trying to friend you on Facebook. Well, hey, I don't know you. Uh, we may have met, or you may have told me about a story that you want me to look into. And yeah, I'd love to talk to you over on Big Valley News's Facebook page. But, you know, I kind of look at it as, I don't want you coming to my door. Just like you don't want me coming to your door if you don't know me. So, um, when did Facebook become, I guess, an open invitation for people to look in on other people's lives? And then when did Facebook also become an open invitation for people to overshare their lives? Um, Guilty sometimes. Um, I've had a few colonoscopies that I have posted to my friends that I'm having one, or one's coming up, or I'm prepping for one. But that's probably oversharing to some people. Um, Others, another way of looking at it is, I have a lot of friends on my Facebook that are of my same age, and I'd like to get them to get out and get tested. And my dad died of colon cancer, so that's a big deal to me. But some people might look at that as oversharing. And when did it become acceptable for us to overshare on Facebook, on our personal pages? Now, that's another good question. And there's groups out there. There's a group for a community here in Madera County that I'm a part of, and I get a kick out of it because it doesn't seem like anybody in that group has, not anybody, everybody. There's a group of people that are on there that, if they have a question, instead of asking Alexis, hey Alexis, what is? Um, they get on this thing and start asking their neighbors, where do I take a dog that I found? Where do I have to go to the Fresno SPCA? Do we have somewhere in Madera? Well, okay, if you're living in a Madera community, you're not going to use Fresno services, but you'd use Madera services, and we have those. And um, there's a Google search. When did Google stop being used? I guess that's the question I have. Why are people on using Facebook to ask their neighbors questions that can easily be answered immediately by asking Google, or Alexis, or Siri, or any number of uh, tools on the internet? Why did it have to be Facebook, in a Facebook group? Um, I remember there was a lady who had an elderly mother in her house, who was a member of this group, and I guess her mother fell, and this lady got on Facebook and asked her friends on this group, should I take her to the doctor? Well, nobody is on Facebook is in your house and can see what happened. Is your mother hurt? Is there some common sense that says, hey, take her to the doctor? There was a lady who had the same kind of questions about her kids. Apparently, it's kind of gross, but apparently they had something in their arm or somewhere where larvae was coming out of. And she got on and asked her friends in this group if she should take her child to the doctor. If I have a kid that has bugs crawling out of their skin, you're damn right I'm taking her to the doctor. Well, first of all, my God, my kids aren't going to have that, because I take care of my kids. I've always have. But if something like that were to happen, I don't need to get a consensus of the community to see if it's acceptable to take my children to a doctor, because that's common sense. There's something wrong, you take your child to the doctor. If it's serious, you take your child to the emergency room, and you get some immediate medical care. If your mother, elderly mother, falls and is hurt, you don't poll the neighborhood. You take your mother to the doctor if that's what she needs. The funniest one on this group the other day was this lady. Apparently, her cat was having kittens. Well, one of the kittens was stuck. I don't know. But she got on Facebook and said that her cat was having kittens and one was stuck. And she wanted to know what she should do. And those of you who know me know that I can be a smartass sometimes. One of my many talents, sarcasm. Um, I posted back. She asked what she should do with this cat that had a kitten stuck, and I told her, tell the cat to push. Um, Smartass, yeah, but funny. Anyway, Facebook is taken over a lot of parts of our lives that we have voluntarily given it to them, and I don't know how that started or why. Um, we need to think about it. We need to think about what we're putting up there on Facebook. We need to think about what is a friend. Is a Facebook friend a friend, or is a Facebook friend just somebody who looks at your pictures and leaves comments? I've never really considered Facebook friends really being friends. Uh, a friend to me is someone I call on the phone, um, visit their house. They visit my house. They know my kids. They know my wife. They know my history. Um, Facebook friend, the only way they know my history is by scrolling back through the page. Um, we should really start thinking about what we put on Facebook, how we use Facebook, and how Facebook cannot be a substitute to actual communication with people. Um, yeah, I make a living on the internet, but sometimes it's time to turn the computer off, and sometimes it's time to pick up the phone and actually talk to a human being. I don't know if any of this makes sense. Like I said, I'm new to this whole thing. Maybe I just rambled for 13 minutes. If any of this made sense, leave a comment, and we'll put another podcast up in the next couple days. Um, this is Big Valley News, BVN 3.0, Madera Guy. This is Jack. Thanks for tuning in. And I still got to get a pencil or something to shut this thing off without you seeing my finger.